It is their job to police the comings and goings at Downing Street, but never quite like this. Officers have closely guarded their investigation into who attended parties here during lockdown. But tonight, we can exclusively reveal their lines of inquiry. ITV News has obtained one of the questionnaires sent by the Metropolitan Police to those suspected of attending gatherings. The recipient is warned you may have breached COVID-19 regulations, and anything you say may be given in evidence, with the Prime Minister's copy likely to have said the same. What follows is a series of fairly basic questions, including: did you participate in a gathering at 10 Downing Street? What was the purpose of your participation? Did you interact with or undertake any activity with other persons present? What time did you attend? What time did you leave? And, crucially, what reasonable excuse did you have for participating?
Pretty bland questions. I think a lawyer would perhaps give you a get-out-of-jail card response to all of those questions. And that's why it doesn't seem to be a particularly effective way of investigating the parties that happened at Downing Street. What you would expect is somebody to sit down with the individual, go through the questions.
I've just seen reports on Twitter that there was a Downing Street Christmas party on Friday night. Do you recognise those reports?
It was this mock questioning that ultimately led officers to do their own inquiring. Number 10 staff joking about a Christmas party, sparking an internal, then police investigation into 12 gatherings in total.
His fictional party was a business meeting.
Some Number 10 staff have still been receiving their questionnaires this week, but the Prime Minister has returned his, which we now know in black and white had to be filled out under caution. The first Prime Minister to be questioned that way, as a suspect.
Well, quite frankly, this is an embarrassment that the first time in UK history we've got a Prime Minister who's being interviewed under police caution. It's disgraceful at a time where families are facing a real crunch on their cost of living and prices are going up. The Prime Minister is distracted by his own law breaking.
Downing Street won't comment further while the investigation's ongoing. Neither will the police. But a lot rides on exactly what the Prime Minister has been willing to say.
And Paul is here. So what do you reckon this tells us about the police investigation?
I think firstly, Tom, it tells us that this investigation is no interrogation. The questions are fairly simple, fairly open-ended, and lawyers have been saying to us tonight they're the kind of things that a decent barrister should be able to bat away without too much trouble, which is why junior members of staff in Number 10 have been telling me in recent weeks they're quite concerned that they are the ones more likely to get a fine because they can't access the kind of legal advice that the Prime Minister has been paying for. I think what it also tells us is that this investigation has some way to run yet, because we know these questionnaires are still being sent out. A big batch was sent out yesterday, for example. Others who were expecting a questionnaire, they were at these parties, so they still haven't received theirs yet. So I think we're looking at several weeks before this kind of reaches a head, which means that it's bought the time that we anticipated it would buy for Boris Johnson. You know, he doesn't want war in Ukraine, but it is preventing, for now, war within his own party. MPs are unlikely to move against the Prime Minister while he's still considering his next moves against Russia.